Coming to you from the work desk, it's day 6 and it's time for a quick strike. Hello and welcome to the Dohyo here on Mr. JWags channel. Today it is time for a quick strike, a small tapa-sized amuse-bouche of an episode that we release mid-Basho to keep you hungry for more sumo. But beware, spoilers abound through day 6 of the May 2025 tournament. So if you haven't watched through day 6 of the May 2025 tournament, stop! Watch through day 6. And return to us. All right, this one has been an amazing Basho so far. We have 2 wrestlers still undefeated at 6-0. Ozeki Onosato, who is, of course, in the middle of a Yokozuna run right now, and if he wins the Basho, should be promoted to Yokozuna. And returning from injury, Maegashira 7 Hakuoho. So yes, Ozeki Onosato is looking amazing. He's looking healthy, he's looking fast, he's looking focused. If he keeps wrestling like this, he will be a Yokozuna at the end of this tournament. He hasn't even looked like he's broken a sweat in the first 6 matches. Now, he's only faced one Sanyaku member, and it was Takayasu, who is not doing too well. But yeah, he's looking great and looking very solid going into the second week. I mean, you can't do better than 6-0. And Maegashira 7, Hakuoho. All right, he looks to be completely over that shoulder injury. He is wrestling better than I have seen him possibly ever wrestling. And he's right there in that, like I said, that Maegashira like 7 to 12 area that I think is going to be so fascinating for the rest of this tournament. You can already see it's like sort of self-selecting into the ones who are going to do really well and the ones who maybe not be doing so well. Now, while I was complaining that Onosato had only faced one Sanyaku member, Hakuoho has faced no Sanyaku members, and I think his toughest opponent so far has been Ura, in terms of ranking, anyway. But yeah, if he keeps this up, I'd imagine around day 10 or 11, he's going to start facing some much more difficult opponents. And yeah, we haven't really seen what he can do up against the Sanyaku and the Joy regularly, because like the one time he was up there, he got hurt. So let's see what happens with Hakuoho. We have 5 wrestlers, 1 win down at 5-1. Sekiwake Daisho, Komasubi Wakatakakage, Maegashira 9 Aonishiki, Maegashira 16 Nishikigi, and Maegashira 17 Asakoryu. Now, I thought Daisho would do pretty well. His first 5 looked great, and then like today versus Hirodomi kind of got slapped down pretty fast, but he's still looking excellent, and he's facing Wakatakakage today. Now, Wakatakakage is looking a bit better than I expected him to. I was sort of expecting him to top out around 9 or 10, but he is looking really, really solid, and keep in mind, he's a Komasubi, so he's going to be facing all the Sanyaku basically in the first week. He's already faced 4. So yeah, be on the lookout if Wakatakakage finishes his first 8 matches like 7-1, because his schedule will be getting easier from there. Aonishiki, as predicted, doing very well. Still not sure where this guy's ceiling is, but he is looking great. Opposed from like a day 1 loss to Kinbozan, he is looking great. And apparently he's going for the technique prize. He's already whipped out an Okurinage and an Uchi Muso this tournament, both which I've never seen an Uchi Muso before. And then Maegashira 16 Nishikigi and Maegashira 17 Asakoryu. Of course, Nishikigi, the legally blind veteran, he's doing really, really well. He hadn't been looking so good for the past few tournaments. I'm glad to see him doing well. Do not expect this to last deep into the second week, but I will now expect like a clear Kachikoshi for Nishikigi from here on out. And Asakoryu, like, I love the guy. He's a super jacked little pixie in like an Ishiura mold, and I'm just glad to see he's starting to get some traction in lower Maegashira. I think his size will eventually be part of his ceiling, but right now, he's doing great, and I would expect him to get around 10 wins this tournament. He's looking really strong. And I'd like to talk about a few of the 4 and 2s, the ones in the Sanyaku. Obviously, Hoshodyu did give up those 2 Kinboshi to Oho and Abi that I predicted. He's going to give up losses to Maegashira. It's just what he does. He's never not lost to Maegashira. And that's just a hole in his game. He's going to either need to close up or just start dominating the Sanyaku regularly. Now, Kotozakura, like I said, I think I got the Kotozakura and the Onosato predictions mixed up, but Kotozakura is looking fine. I think he's going to clear 8 wins, no problem this tournament, probably get up to around 10, but he's not looking dominant. He's not looking great. He's not looking dominant to the point where I'm like, yeah, this guy, he looks like he's going to be the Yusha race in the second week. Nah. And Kirishima is looking more healthy than not, and he's looking very active, and his sumo is looking good. So I'm expecting him to get around 10 wins, but these 2 losses right now, I mean, he really hasn't faced that much of the Sanyaku yet and already has 2 losses. So it's like, I think guys like Wakatakakage are going to have such an easier second week, so I'm not that optimistic about Kirishima right now, but I do expect him to get to the 10 wins I predicted if he stayed healthy. Looking down to the bottom of the Banzuke, we have a couple of my favorites down with a 1 and 5. And I know I did predict them to not do well this tournament, but I wasn't expecting a 1 and 5 from Komasubi Takayasu and Maegashira 1 Wakamoto Haru. Ooh, they have both looked bad this tournament, and hopefully they can manage to pull something out in the second week. But I'm not looking at a winning record for either of those guys. And down at 0 and 5, Maegashira 2 Gonoyama and Maegashira 9 Midori Fuji. Yeah, these two guys don't look hurt. They just look very overmatched at where they are in the Banzuke. It is brutal to be in the joy of this tournament. And yeah, that mid Maegashira range, it's going to be feast or famine, I think, for this tournament. Looking down to Judio, we have 4 wrestlers at 5 and 1. Kusana, who I expected to win. Tohakadyu, Nabatame, and Mita. So that's going to be an exciting one down the stretch. And if you look down to Makushita, this one's already been fascinating. Like I said, this was going to be a giant cluster down there. Well, all of the former Makauchi wrestlers who are in Makauchi have all lost already at one point in the first 3 matches, except Makushita 51 Yago. So yeah, like I said, I didn't even want to try to make Makushita pick for this one. It looks kind of nasty down there. We'll see who ends up winning. All right, this already looks like a super classic Basho in the making, and I cannot wait to see what happens later. I will be checking back in with another Quick Strike around day 10 or 11, so stick around, and I will see you on the next Quick Strike.